All right. We're doing a sealed Dominaria United here. This is the last day of it, so I wanted to do one more sealed Dominaria. A for practice for this weekend, seeing as how it's going to be sealed again for the Arena Open, and we want some practice there, and we just want to throw down one more time sealed Dominaria. Might as well just have some fun with it. Uh, Without that, I'll say hello. I am Lucas Dre from Lucas Dre on Twitch channel, and this is Red Ink, and we are Magic players. So let's go. All right, we got our 6 packs. Let's see what we get here. Something cool, hopefully. Okay. I have been impressed by the Mindslinger. When you're kicking this for for 4, it's a pretty powerful card. The arena's not that great, and then we have 2 really low level spells. I'd say almost unplayable in the format. I think the Horde Master, maybe. You need that last little road bump. Like you have like a high control deck. Maybe you play this. I don't know. And then we got 2 Pain lands, which are good with the Mindslinger, I guess. All right. So we're gonna hope for the quality of our cards to be at a high tier. Okay. So we get the Slinger. Soaring Drake's okay. Scavenger's alright. We have 4 walls. We don't get any of the wall cards. It's probably not good. We got even more walls. I mean, we didn't get the main payoff wall, the uncommon one. But if we got the uncommon one, yeah, we didn't. We just got a bunch of like bad walls. All right, so that ship has sailed. Double Destroy Evil's nice. Arrest, Join Forces, 2 Stall for Times. Those are good cards. We got Vortex, Shore Up. Exploration's fine. Our blue looks pretty bad overall. I mean, other than Mindslinger, I think the rest of blue is pretty lame. And I could say that about the white. Outside of the removal, the creatures are not that great. So we're going to be looking at our black here. We have 2 Swarms. Got a Vivisector, Splatter Goblin. Stronghold's okay if we get an aggressive shell. We got a Rager, which is nice. Barricade's decent. I'm not super excited about that. Prophecy's fine. Aspiration's not great. And only 1 Necromass. That's okay. So then we have red. We have Branch Rider. Picker's fine. Sprouting Goblin's really good. Double Steel Crusher. I like that kind of consistency. And 2 Gavus. I really like our red. A single Outrider. I'm happy with that. And Into the Thrall's fine. So black-red looks really viable. Let's see. I do like green-red a lot. We have Gaia's Might, Bite Down, and the Growth. Those 3 are great. Brawler's a strong card. Root Wall is good. We have also an Iocast, so maybe we're going to play red-green aggressive shell. That's not terrible. Got Sentry, Worm, and a Sojourner, and we could make that work, possibly. We also get Rada if we go red-green as well. We did get a Codex, which is cool, and an Aeronaut, which is also cool. We have blue-green duel, black-green duel, red-blue duel, and black-blue duel. It's actually pretty cool on the duels, because that's fairly decent. Our uncommons, we have Raph, which is fantastic. Rona's decent. But Aeronaut is awesome. The 1 duel we didn't get is white. That's kind of just upsetting. I mean, Tablet's okay to fix mana. I don't know. Aeronaut is so strong when you can get it that 5th land out. Like, looking at the top 4 cards of your deck, or 3 cards, or 2 cards, and just taking the best one and putting the other one on the bottom is fine. Scrying every turn is good. So this card is decent to play. But getting that extra draw is strong. And Codex is neat. So if we can kind of get some Delirium going on, we should look at it. But I think we're going to start by just seeing what the red-green list looks like based on playable cards. And I think it's going to look really good. Did I grab any spells? No, I didn't grab any. I mean, there's only Hammer Hand and Thrall, so I'm just going to grab the creatures and just kind of look at what we have, creatures-wise, that I think are viable. So right here, there's only 13 plus Rada. So that's 14 on the red-green side. It looks like we could splash blue-green-red really easy. So you could probably get the Aeronaut in. And that does make me want to play the Mindsinger. So that's really cool. So maybe we're just a 3-color deck. We get the Islet, Shivan Reef, and the red-blue lands. With decent fixing. So I kind of like that. Sojourner's not good when it's only 3 colors because it's still a 4/6 for 5, which is not that exciting. Then we have Gaia's Might, Bite Down, and Giant Growth, which are all good cards. We have 4 slots remaining if we're going to play 17 land. I guess we'll go over to the blue cards. I like Drake. I think Vortex is decent. My issue here is we don't have a ton of ways to draw cards, and getting a lot of cards in hand is strong. I think Exploration would be a necessity. And we could probably play Shore Up. We're a creature heavy deck, so having a decent amount of creatures and being able to protect them is neat, and it's a good combat trick. Most of our removal is in combat, so yeah, actually this looks like a really solid list. We can easily play these for free because they're green and blue, which will help out our Gaia's Might. Aeronaut can dig a little bit deeper. Rada can get a little bit bigger on their attacks. Helps out our Outrider. We have Sprouting Goblin on 3 to help us get our fixed mana. And then our those duels also help out with our Brawler and our Root Walla. So overall, this deck looks really good. I'm happy to play this. Like, if I had to make any adjustments, like if I wanted to get white into the deck, we really can't. So the Codex is one of those cards that we could get in the deck. I mean, paying 2 mana to draw an extra card is a little rough when you need so much mana, but paying 1 mana is fine. 2 and 1 mana are vastly different, but you know, you get on the top deck, Joda's Codex is a really good card to draw. I mean, there's Scout the Wilderness, which would be a decent fixer. We might even consider just running it anyways, 3 mana, so we can ramp into our bigger stuff, but most of our stuff is pretty cheap, so I don't think we need that. The Tortoise might actually be a viable card here. I wouldn't cut any of these top-end cards. I'd probably cut something lower, like maybe Picker, but Picker's a good example of a decent card in a deck like this, where we can pitch our lands to keep the cards flowing. Rona's Vortex is just a bounce spell, but we do have 2 black duels in our list, so we can get to kicking it. Branch Rider is almost always going to be a 4-drop. And then, yeah, our deck is very aggressive. I don't really think that we need much in that way, but that's why I was thinking about Tortoise. Tortoise is a decent beater. And we have a good mixture of lands and spells here. Scavenger's another card we could consider. But it's not better than any of our 3-drops here. So, and I mean, technically this is more like 5-drop at the cheapest. Yeah, our deck looks really strong. I'm happy to play this. Temur colors are, to me, some of my favorite. So, I think this is it. This is the list. I mean, if I didn't have the black duels, Rona's just as an unsummon is okay. Impede movement might be better than that. But the upside of being able to cast this with Kicker is much better than impede movement. So, unless impede movement is better than something else here, which I don't think it is, I think we're going to keep this and just go with it. There's an argument for a lot of cards here we could go with. Like, Splashing White could give us kicked Stall for Time. I mean, white just has a lot of really cool tricks. But here, we're just going to go with this, and we'll call it a deck. I mean, I need basics. I need my land. So let's get that in here. If you are noticing, I did trim my beard. I've been looking for a part-time job because I just need to make that money. So a lot of interviews. Let's see. Okay, we have green, blue. I like organizing my lands a little bit so I can see where I'm at. It's a green-blue land. So these will kind of filter through. Put that over here, I guess. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 green sources. I want to go up at least to 6. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue sources right now. And then red we have 1, 2, 3. So we'll kick up on red to at least 6. That leaves us with 3 land spots, so we can go up 1 of each. And then we'll have 7 of each duel. The only double color card we have here is our high casting cost kicker card. You know, everything else is singular color. I think this will work well. Our mana base looks very strong. If I had to say so here. Yeah. Nice. We do have some tap lands, maybe an excess. You don't necessarily need the duels to be in here, but there's plenty of a domain that I think it's worth the risk. And the format is relatively so, and we have a pretty aggressive shell, so I think that we'll be able to keep up with any aggro there is. And we have a fine top end, and then Mindslinger as a... to just take it all down would be awesome. Alright. Let's get there. Let's choose Mindslinger. Our only rare we're playing with outside of our dual our pain lands, but here we go. Round 1, fight. Curly Corky. Alright. This hand is missing green, but we have 2 strong 3-drops. And if we do hit a green, like next turn we can go this into Kavu or Drake, depending on their board state. But we're on the play. I think we'll keep this. This is a decent hand. And if we don't draw green right away, we have 2 solid plays. So I'm pretty happy about that. Infantry. Infantry's strong. I think we go Drake here. And my reason for that is so we can play a mountain and then play Kavu and hold up our shore up. If they kill our Drake, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Rada. So we're going to get in there for 2. Because this can still block here and trade even if they play a spell. Interesting. Are they just testing to see if we have something? I don't know how much I want to just take 4. We could untap our guy and then double block, but then we'll just trade a 2 for 1, and I just don't think that's worth it. Nice. Okay, so we have our green source for the following turn. I'm not in love with racing, but I don't necessarily hate it either. Because right now they can do it for 5, we hit for 6. They go to 12, we go to 9. Yeah, maybe it is worth it. Because we do have the kicker guy here. Oh, nice. Seeing the Shadow Prophecy, that's 2 life on them, so that's 4, 5. So if we hit for 4 next turn, that's 8. But if we drop this down, that's another 4. Interesting. Okay. So our opponent is making a very bad choice for pumping. Because now we can just eat their infantry. And that very much makes the aggro plan. So we can go do boom boom. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, okay, we have lethal. I wasn't sure if we would have lethal. I just didn't bother doing the math. Alright. We got match 1 down in the books. Turn 5 win. No, turn 6. Because that landed completely tapped. Which is kind of how fast drafts typically are. If I had to range Dominaria, a turn 6 or turn 7 win is above average. Because the format is very grindy. If you win faster than that, I'd be very much impressed. I think it requires some stupid draws from your opponent not having the perfect play or just making a bonehead block or not blocking, and then you just pump them to death and double strike. I could see that being a pretty fast way to win, but your land base would have to be absurd. But it's definitely possible. I just think that not likely. So I like this hand, and I don't like this hand. I like this hand because we have a turn 2 drop, which is a 2/3 for 2. However, the power level of getting there, if we hit blue mana soon, it goes from a 2/3 to a 3/3 trample with being able to cast this early enough, and then we have Joint Exploration, Shore Up, and Vortex. So I think the gamble here is that we are gambling on an island in the next 2 draws. Because in the next 2 draws, it's really good. In a 3rd draw, it's still really strong. But if we don't hit one after that, we're probably going to be in a bad spot, especially if we do draw lands and they're not blue mana. However, we could also be in that situation where we just don't draw lands. So, I think it's probably best to mulligan here. This is a combat trick, which is fine with our brawler, but we don't have blue for it, and these just aren't that great. I think this is too risky of a hand to keep, so we're just going to mulligan. Much better hand. Not by a lot, though, honestly. We still got 2 solid plays, and they're creatures, and then if we draw Green Swords, Bite Down's great, but we have the Shore Up, so we actively have 3 spells that we can cast, potentially. And a Singer that we probably don't want to cast right away. So we'll probably bottom that, actually. Which is crazy, because I know it's super powerful. And Bite Down, but it's just Bite Down's more likely to be online than having the double blue mana. We don't want to play this right away, so it's essentially a 5-drop going to the bottom of our deck. Alright, so we got our Aeronaut. We at least get to go Crusher. We get that, possibly get to cast our Kavu on turn 3. So as long as we're following suit with the curve, that'll be nice. Okay, I like Picker here. I think we'll jam that, because if they Lightning Strike it, I'm not going to worry too much. If they Floatstone it, it's still fine. I'd rather have Steel Crusher. Okay, that's whatever. You know, a lot of people play this card. I have yet to be too impressed by it. Like, when it came out in the first, when the set first dropped, I thought it was interesting. But overall, I feel like it is just underperformed. We're just going to hit for 2. And I'm going to just play my Kavu here. It looked like they might have Lightning Strike, but, I got to play my cards as I play them. And this is just a better play to hold up Shore Up and play Steel Crusher in the same turn. That's fine. So we're not going to attack with our picker. We can attack with our Kavu. That's pretty free. So I think we'll start there. Just hit for 2. And we'll drop a Steel Crusher here. Probably don't need to hold up Shore Up. Because, yeah, we'll probably use the kick. We'll probably just pick here. Because we haven't played a land yet, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to pick here. And we could shatter their artifact, but I'm just going to get rid of this. I'd rather hit a land. There we go. And now we have 4 of our Kaleidoscope, which is nice. We'll be able to cast our spells now. So, Expression did its job, what it's supposed to do. We'll take 4. Elder Dragon War. Unfortunate. Well, at least we still have a creature in play. So we have a play here. We can attack. For 3, keep shore up and bite down on their brawler. I do like that play. Or we can play to the board with an Aeronaut. An Aeronaut is pretty good, but they are going to get a dragon soon. We can get... I think we get the Aeronaut out. And we go for an attack here. Because we still want to add pressure to the board and punch our opponent's life total down. And they're going to be forced to answer this, I'm pretty sure. Wow. 3 lands. Well, that's not good for us. I mean, it might be if they just drew a bunch of lands, but I highly doubt that's what happened. No, that's not great. That's going to kill our Flowstone. Well, they can play a 2-drop here. Okay. Rona's not bad. We can get... That's actually not bad. That can bounce their token, so... Oh, man. This is a rough spot. The fact that we don't have a land right now is really rough. Like, I'm not going to want to block the Tainted here. So I think we're going to attack and then shore up. Yeah, I think we just attack. We have shore up and we have bite down. I kind of like being able to do that instant speed. And they obviously have something for 2 mana. Well, we need a land pretty badly to play our worm. So I think we'll play... I think we'll put the Force on top. And we'll just have to pass here. Okay, them impulsing makes me want to do this now. I think we're just going to have to roll with it. So, my plan is to untap with shore up, then bite down, untap here. We can block the Brawler. And maybe we should. Because we can just take the 5. I think that's probably right. Alright, at least we baited it out. So we're going to take 5. That's not great. So, we're in a really rough spot here. I don't think we're going to come back from this. So we play our land, and then we can play our 5/4. The issue is we're 3, so any of these creatures hitting us is death. We can block the 5/5 next turn, bounce the token, and still die. So they got us. We're going to say GG's and move on. So we did play that a little reckless. Maybe we shouldn't have picked there and just killed their artifact. Because their artifact did allow them to do a little bit more than I was hoping for. And shutting them down mana-wise would have been nice. But, hindsight is 20/20 on this one. I think I made some of the right calls, but, Elder Dragon War is a beast of a card, and we've seen how well that card can be done. The fact that they were able to refresh their hand with a bunch of lands going to their yard. Yeah. Elder Dragon War is very good. In this format, I think it's great. It's one of the reasons why it's tough to play aggro in this format. It's just that it's so backbreaking. That's why you see Choking Miasma in a lot of lists. I don't think that card's very good, but I typically play the 3 toughness plus decks, so cards like that usually don't get me. And that's the same with the Dragon War. But even then, those cards still have a purpose, and you can definitely wreck some people in some unfair trades. Like Dragon War only got a 2/4 on me, but it was still pretty brutal. This is a good hand. We have our red and our blue and our green, so we're going to be able to curve pretty well. And we didn't have to put our Mindslinger to the bottom, which does make me feel a little bit better. Okay, they're starting off by attacking aggressively. I'll hit with the Tributary first turn. Splatter Goblin. They're coming out the gates pretty aggressively. So our Void Slinger can steal their Branch Rider, which is kind of neat. And right now, I could just play the Iocast and block here and then take some more love from the Branch Rider. I don't know how much I want to do that. So I'm just going to run out my Islet here and pass. Yeah, they're coming for our throats. I had an idea that they might do that. I don't want this to die in combat because this still has haste. So I think we want to build to it. And 2, 3 plus 5 more damage puts us at 8. But we can ramp with exploration, get a better view of it, and if we kick this, that's really strong. The other play here is we just play this and hold up Forest. I kind of like that. Because then we can threaten the Branch Rider. I don't necessarily want to block the Goblin. And then we can hold up our green source here. Like, if they pump here, I'm willing to trade. But if they pump here, I'm also willing to just Gaia's Might. Yeah. They weren't just trading 1 for 1. Okay. The fact that we just drew pretty decent here. I'm going to play the Aeronaut and then get in for 3. Because that's pretty good. Well, the main reason why I didn't go for the ramp play is that there is a lot of reach, especially in red-black. Okay. Think we're going to go Aquifer here. I mean, granted, we could just steal their Tinder or their Goblin. That's probably not what we need to do. Because we can ramp up to something even bigger. I think we should just pass. We could pass here. Or we could attack. I mean, they hit for 5, drop us to 6. We hit for 5. We drop them to 12. Yeah, we're still under the gun here. I don't think we can afford to attack. Like, our Aeronaut is stopping them from attacking. Okay, that's pretty good. That is a card I'm willing to take. And we can kick this here. We have a land to run out. Brawler and Steel Crusher. I guess we can keep them both because then we can follow them up after playing the Mindslinger. Brawler is a 4-3. Maybe the Steel Crusher's not that good. We can bottom that and just draw the Brawler here. And we bring out our Mire. Okay. Not my favorite draw. I think we go make this into a 6. I mean, the only issue is that if they have a removal spell that can kill this, it's pretty bad. But if we do play it, the only removal spell they could have is the 4-drop common. Which is probably fine. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just do a big kick here. The full kick. And I think it's probably worth just attacking aggressively here. Because if they do want to trade, I'm okay with that. Yeah, we get some more damage in here. Alright. Doesn't really matter what they target with this. Ooh, Shore Up will be a good card to get. So, if they try to be tricky, we'll have Shore Up. If we don't... Okay, they didn't have it. They didn't have it. That's the best result, them not having it. Okay, we got there. Alright, so we got Greg Grace's PH. Doctor, possibly. Although, I think you're supposed to write it differently. So this is an interesting hand. I am going to keep it. It's an aggressive draw start. And if we draw a red source, our Brawler can become a 4-3. So, yeah, we'll keep this. This is pretty good. And we'll start on green. Nice. Alright, so I think here I'm going to go Brawler. It's less, because this at least gets this to be a 3-3. And I'm okay with that. Not okay with this. If I had an answer to that, I would totally play it here. Rewall is nice, so we're going to attack for 3. This is a game where we're going to race the caller here. It's going to be tough. Now, if we draw a red source, that'll be a good next turn because then we can crack in for 6, pretty much unimpeded because they're probably only going to play one creature this turn. But maybe they have Bite Down, and they have to just kill this now. Okay. Our deck could use a Vine Wall, that would be nice, but... Okay. Nice. That's actually not bad. Not what we want to see, but... I'm not 100% if I should play this turn or wait. Because if we can get a lot of damage in this turn, that's pretty good. Swing for 7, 8 damage. That'll drop him to 9. That makes him... It's a pretty scary thing to have happen here. It's very unlikely they play a... Yeah, we'll get the damage in while we can. Because if we're ahead on damage, it's a lot harder to just keep attacking with their Beast Caller. Especially when it seemed like they were light on their land. Okay. They still don't have a good block here. We did not draw that, but we did draw a good spell. Yeah, I'm happy to make this attack here. If they go for the block here, we just pump. And then we get to play this as well. And it's on a trampler, which is kind of neat. So they take 2, 5, and we get to follow it up with a creature. Now, we are in a bad spot in the way that we don't have red mana, but we've clearly raced them to the punchline of who's the aggressor. And Root Wallet is still the biggest creature on board. Now it's tied with Beast Caller. Drawing a red source would be really great here. Bite Down. How do we use this? Bite Down is interesting. If we attack with everything, they chump here and then block. And that's not good. If we attack here, we trade with the Beast Caller. Which then makes this the biggest kid on the block. And makes their wall possibly worse for us. Because if that becomes a 3/5, that's not very good. I mean, every turn this gets bigger, the worse it is for us. So I think we're just going to say go. Because we have the option of 2 haste creatures. Or a haste creature kicked, which is nice. Or unkicked. And us getting a red source here would make our guy into a 4/3. Which then can trade for this. And right now we can double block pretty safe on this guy and then just take whatever this guy's attacking for. Okay. Outrider's pretty scary. It is dropping us to 9. Still not excited about this. Okay, so bite down is a little inefficient here. If we draw a red source, bite down will look really good. So let's hope for a red. Unfortunate. Well, this is coming down to a game where we didn't get a red source, and so we're going to lose because of it. Pretty close to it. Granted, they still are at 5, which does give us some outs here. But drawing a red source would have been insane. We still have Root Wallet. We're not dead. It's just not great. Interesting. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. I kind of regret not, pulling the trigger on trying to kill that guy, but it's pretty difficult. So let's say they come in at us with all their creatures they can attack with. I think we're most likely just going to take 8. Unless they attack a very specific way. Yeah. I think we kind of have to just take 8. That seems bad. So we can grow a Root Walla, eat one of these guys, double block the other one, take 8, go to 1, and we get to keep 2 creatures. That's probably our best play. Yeah, because we definitely don't want to grow this, so I guess we'll just do that. Eat the Outrider so they can't copy it, and then block here. We get to keep one of our guys. Most likely it's this one. And then they have 3 blockers on us, so it's really difficult for us to punch through. Alright. Our last land is a forest, not the red source we needed. We're not dead, though, I don't think, outside to this flyer. And if they swing with everything, we're pretty dead. So I think we will play our land, and we'll just pass. They are at 5, so... They are at 5. That is interesting. So Spell Thief is pretty bad for us if they have any pump spell at all. But there is a small window of opportunity that they only attack with their Beast Caller. We give them the GGs and just take it. There was a chance that they only attacked with their Beast Caller there, just because I had all this mana and set up in a certain way. They didn't know we were color screwed the whole time. But maybe they thought because we played a land there, we were just land flooded. I don't fault them for making that attack. I think it's the right attack. Sometimes you just got to put it on your opponent. You got to make them have it. You can't just sit back. This is a good hand. I'm happy to keep it. Okay, so I was going to go... I think we'll still go Brawler here. Brawler's just a good play, because now we can make a 4-3 on turn 3. Like, if they want to kill this, it's fine. And my main reason why that is fine is because we can now play this openly. Now, we don't really need anything here. I think I will just get a double blue source, though. Because I don't want to pay life on this card if I can help it. I actually like Steel Crusher here. Hmm. Yeah, I like Steel Crusher here. I think Steel Crusher is a better play because now our Goblin can be used as a pump spell if we so desire. Interesting. I mean, if they want to trade Cavalier for this, it's probably not good. I think we'll just attack with an endless creature here. And I think we'll play 2 spells as opposed to 1. Because Outrider is fine, but this still accomplishes the same goal, and we get to play pressure to the board. It's obvious to me that they have something, so we're not going to do that. And I'm just going to cast this. If it gets countered, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Sure. But at least now we can sacrifice our Shivan Reef to go get a new card, which is good. If we didn't have the draw enabler, we might have waited. The fact that I can eat my lands to play new cards is really good, and the fact that we have good cards is also good. So I'm going to go with the Initiate here. Just a solid play. If they have another counterspell, great. Kind of a free hit for them, but getting damage on our opponent is important. Since we have plenty of mountains, I'll just play my land. It is important that we have extra lands so we can kick our guy, but we also do need to draw it, so kind of fine with it. That's fine. There's a part of me that thinks that we should have sacked a land there, but I'm not going to worry about it. Instant. Okay. Nice. Another haste creature is good. Okay. So Yeah, I'm going to follow this up with a root wall, so I need to make sure that I don't get auto-tapped out of this. Now, since we have another land in our hand, I'm debating whether we want to sack a land to draw a card. But I think we should trade. Like, if they want to block here with this, that's fine. If they just want to take all of the damage, that's also fine. Because I'm definitely going to play the root wall afterwards, and I might as well just attack here. Because I'm kind of want this off the board. Alright. So the Goblin got us 1, 2, and a land, so they got us 3 cards, which is really strong. I'm still going to go for it. Like, if they have the removal, they have the removal. Okay. We go land and pass. Nice. Like I said, you got to make your opponents have it. That's not enough. This is a game where our Trampler is going to win us the game. And that is match. Boom. What our deck is designed to do, just apply pressure. Now, the games where we lost, most of the time it's just due to mana. So maybe we want to reconsider keeping riskier hands and go for 6. Like, a hand like this is pretty good. The reason why I like it is we can cast 3 spells. And if we mulliganed, we'll have to take one of these away anyways, and most likely it'd be the Crusher. So we would be playing down a Crusher anyways. And then Rada would still be a top deck. So in this hand, I think this is a worthy keep on the play. Granted, Vortex is just a tempo play, but, you know, we got to do what we got to do. Sometimes you got to be a little risky, especially in sealed. Jockalhups. Jockalhups is a interesting card, an interesting name to have. It's basically calling yourself the Apocalypse, because if you're familiar with Jockalhups, it's a very powerful card in Magic. It's a 7-mana red spell, sorcery, that destroys all artifacts, creatures, and lands. And they can't be regenerated. Which is pretty insane. Alright, so they take out our Rada, which is fine. And then we drew a forest, not a mountain, which is not fine. So our Vortex here is probably going to be an answer to a removal spell. But right now we have 5 points of damage on our pump spells and 2 spells we can't cast. Alright, that makes our guy much bigger. And now we have access to red mana. That makes me feel very good. I think they have destroy creature with toughness, a high toughness, which is not great for us, but it's good to know that they have it. Like, if they want to race us here, that's probably not the right choice, but... Okay. I think we still just attack. We'll play our second creature of the game. Okay. They just kill that. We could keep it, but I'd rather just have this to protect these spells to protect my guy. Because he has trample. And these plus trample can win us the game. So they don't know about our Gaia's Might. But as it sits, we're in a really good spot to win the game. Because technically we could kill them next turn. Strength. Okay, well... I will just bounce it here. They get nothing for it. That's just too good. But now they can play a creature to back up their play. Can we kill them over that? I think it's possible. +4/+4, so that's 7 + 3 is 10. I mean, we kill them if they don't block. I will reveal I have a mountain, so I am going to attack. No blocks? Okay. They've surrendered to us. Whew! That made it easy. So our tempo play was really huge there. It looks like they were missing a mana. They could have used blue, probably. But, you know, we were in the same boat for a while. We didn't have red mana. I think they played well for what they had going on. I made the mistakes many a time not playing those 2-drops early enough. Sometimes you just have to drop them. And they were racing me something pretty fierce there, but I think kicking there was a huge mistake. They knew about the bounce spell. Why would you do that unless you had a plan? And if you were going to commit to that, you shouldn't do it on attacking. They should have done it during, like, blocking or something. Because then that would have been... I mean, it would have been better for them. There's no way I'm bouncing that on the instep and then hoping they don't block or something. Alright, so this has a high upside if we draw land. Any land at this point. Because we could cast this. We can go this, this, and this. And then hopefully get there later. Like, Picker's a fine late game card. And Outrider's just a solid spell. I'm going to keep on the play. We got our Brawler. Apparently this is the only creature we play. If we draw a red source next turn, that's going to be sick. Did not. but another viable card. We do need to draw lands, but that's always going to be true no matter what. And if we mulligan and we still get stuck with the same hand, I mean, I don't like going to 5 if I can help it. Okay. Okay, we drew a red source. I'm happy with that. I am going to attack because they just hit us back for 2. And we do win that race at a very slow rate. Oh, looks like they didn't have anything. Okay. Nice. They didn't have anything. So I guess we'll just play this then. Yeah, it's a free attack. I'm going to block because they didn't have anything last turn. I just don't think they have anything now. I don't want to land. I'd rather just have creatures I can play, and Flowstone's a really good creature. And we'll run out a flyer here. That is pretty good. I'm not going to kill their missionary. They can just gain their 2 life back. I am going to giant growth and kill their sojourner. Just definitely don't want them having big creatures in play. Again, I think Shore Up is a pretty good card here. Land would be fine. I'm going to take Shore Up, though, because I do think that's a little better. Granted, we could kick and get this off the board. I'd just rather have Shore Up in my hand than not. And 2 lands is not going to make a difference. Or one of those lands just wasn't going to matter as much. Ooh, okay. That's scary on a lot of levels. I think we take it here. I'm not going to block into a pump spell. Yeah, we'll get in there. I will Flowstone once. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. I like the haste creature here. We'll play a picker. Ooh, Squee. Okay. Timeless Lotus is really interesting because it does give them a way to play over the top. Okay. They weren't able to shut it down. Our 2 flyers were going to get them if they didn't have anything. Yeah. Nice. All right. We're 5-2. Let's see if we can finish this out. I like our deck a lot. All right. Ali Tori. Yeah, I'll keep this. This is a good hand. The fact that we have the mana we need is good. Unfortunate. They'll probably take our Iconist. That takes away our ability to maneuver spells and stuff. I'm not going to play the Exploration unless they play a real threat here. Like a... It'd have to be an insane creature. Okay. I am technically giving away... Yeah, I guess we can just play this. I don't want to give them information about cards in our hand, if we can help it. It's an easy kick. Bottom of the mountain. We'll take the Root Walla. We can protect it, and we can play a land this turn. I'm going to make it look like we have red problems here. They know about the shore up. They don't know about the Vortex. Because I would honestly play Vortex bouncing back my Root Walla before I would play shore up. Because they have no board presence right now. Almost guessed that's what it was going to be. It's actually a really complicated thing to do with 2 mana. Yeah, I didn't think so. Especially if they want to hold up Essence Scatter. Okay. That was a deep analysis of their hand. Like, if I play this... Okay, that's fine. They know we have Bite Down. So I'm not 100% why they did that. I mean, I guess we can't pump and Bite Down this guy. I can kill their Goblin, though. I think we do. And then we can attack pretty freely. We just want to do damage to them. Ooh, nice. Stinger would have been nice to take here, but, you know, it is what it is. They want to trade? No. I guess we just say... Yeah, I guess we pump. Yeah, we'll pump. So free pump, and we get more damage in this way. And our flyer scales up pretty well. They're probably going to attack with their terror. I guess we shore up here. They know they're playing into it. Oh, it's... I can't bounce my own stuff. Okay, never mind. Good to know. So what I will do here is bounce their terror on their instep. Especially if they play something big here. How many spells do they have? 1, 2, 3. Or 3. No. Yeah, they won't be able to replay this, so... No, so they have Urborg? Okay. Rada's a nice draw. It's actually a really nice draw. This costs 4 to play. Interesting. Goblin. Does it cost 3 now? Because there's 4 spells. Yeah. Oh, there's a white source. That's not great. Oh, I'm going to land off being able to steal their terror. We attack. We can hit for a bunch in the air, but it's probably a mistake. I think we hold off. I mean, the Goblin's probably the pick here. We'll just take the Goblin. That gives us a... Yeah, we'll attack and see what they got. Yeah, I'm just going to kick this. Make him really big. And steal their Goblin. Because they've used 2 good removal spells. I mean, they're probably going to have more, but... Getting the Goblin allows us to filter some of these forests. And then our 6/6 is the biggest creature on board. Okay. So they're digging for an answer. Ugh, the fact that they haven't gotten one off the Codex yet is crazy. But they get to see the top 5 cards of their deck that go into 5, which puts them at lethal. So they need 2 answers right now. Like a blocker to chump block the flyer, or just kill Rada and play a blocker, because our Mind Singer can still get in there. Okay, so they pivoted away from War Leech. They killed the flyer. That was step 1. And they kicked their guy. Okay, so now they could kill that. Unfortunate. So I can't attack. I'll just say go. Yeah, this is not looking good for us. Because now they have the Codex drawing extra cards. And they're 12 cards deep in their deck. We are still at 22. So we have, oh man. Tatiova is not great for us. I mean, we have a shot at winning this game. It's just not great. I mean, that's not bad. We'll start there. All right, they got us, and then I'll do it for the sealed here. I'm going to do a quick analyst, and then I'm going to be done with the video for today. Thanks for watching so far. I really do appreciate it. Uh, yeah, and just let me know if like any content you want to see. Like I'm up for anything. If you want to see me play some standards, some brawl, uh, alchemy, historic, I could play everything. I got it all we need to play. I think overall our deck looked pretty strong. There might have been some things we could have changed. But honestly, overall, I think our deck performed pretty well. There was a couple games where we probably should have mulliganed deeper. We could have considered a little bit closer, maybe running the scavengers, or definitely I regret not playing the Codex. The issue is just what we played over. Maybe the picker. Picker was kind of lame. And we could have gotten the picker out of here and got the Codex. And it does make me want to play white, but overall, I think our deck was as good as it was going to be, and we played as well as we could. But these are just things that we need to keep in mind when we get our draft pool tomorrow, so we can make it to day 2 and get some of that beautiful green footage. On week day 2. I would love to win one of these arena opens. That would be a phenomenal thing, and I will be live streaming it this week. Even recording it throughout the day. So hopefully we do really well and have a lot of fun. I mean, that's the big point. I want to have fun. And this was a fun deck. Even though we didn't win, we had a good time. And I'm down with that. All right, without further ado, thank you for watching. And please subscribe and like my videos. You know, I'm trying to do something here. So if you like me, help me out. With everything. Thank you for everything. Peace.